A young Remainer has performed a dramatic U-turn and admitted Boris Johnson's post-Brexit trade deal with the European Union has turned him into a Brexiteer, confessing, "I hate to admit it, but it looks like my Brexit voting father was right." Joshua Keir had previously been involved in pro-EU campaigns and called for a second referendum on the UK's membership with the bloc. But all attempts from Remainers were crushed when the Prime Minister took Britain out of the EU on January 31, 2020, delivering on his general election manifesto promise to get Brexit done. The two sides then entered a transition period and opened talks on a post-Brexit trade deal, which also saw the UK continue to be tied to Brussels rules on the customs union and single market. Despite negotiations appearing to be on the verge of collapse on several occasions, a deal was announced on Christmas Eve, with the UK cutting all ties with the bloc on New Year's Eve. But sharing a link to a column he has written for the Daily Telegraph, now former Remainer Mr. Keir tweeted, "Never thought that I'd be saying something positive about Brexit in the Telegraph, but I am. There's no going back now. And we need to work together, Brexiteers and Remainers, to make it as positive as it can be." In his article, Mr. Keir begins by stating that depending on which side of the EU referendum vote you ask, the new Brexit trade agreement is either an outrageous betrayal on the scale of Jason and Meades, or a triumph that will free us from EU regulations so draconian that Kafka himself could scarcely have dreamt them up. He makes clear that had he been old enough to vote during the EU referendum in June 2016, he would have voted Remain and up until a deal was announced on Christmas Eve, was worried that the new trade agreement would be ruinous. But Mr. Keir admitted that the post-Brexit trade deal Mr. Johnson agreed with the EU is better than anything I'd imagined over the years since the referendum. He wrote, "The 1,246-page Brexit trade agreement has been described as needlessly long and turgid, but it's remarkable how it has achieved the twin results of regaining sovereignty, at least, legally, taking back control, and keeping our special relationship with the EU. If I had been old enough to vote in 2016, I would have voted Remain.